What up? What up? Testing, testing. Okay, we got a slight delay, but it's working nevertheless. You tapped into the flyer frequency. I appreciate it. If you're here, first thing to do is smash that like button. Helps the channel out. I appreciate all support. They go to Cash App right there. You already know what it's hitting for with the super chats and everything. If you can't do none of those two, just smash the like button. I appreciate it. So right now, I feel like I just want to just destroy some of these fake narratives that's out here, man. These fake narratives about all these different things in boxing that we be talking about on these panels. It's always a fake narrative, man, that's being pushed. And so I want to just try to make an effort to try to destroy some of these fake narratives. And this the first one that landed right here. This is the first one we're going to deal with. And that's Ryan Garcia got suspended for non-disclosure of his supplements. And I just think that's the dumbest thing, man. That's one of the dumbest narratives that's being pushed, man. The rest of it's crazy because the rest of the world knows that Ryan Garcia tested positive for OSTARINE, and the reason that he's suspended is for OSTARINE popping dirty. But for some reason, we get in on these panels and people act like that's not the case because they heard it being this narrative being pushed that he only got suspended for non-disclosure of his supplements. Oh, it say right here that he didn't disclose his supplements, so that's why he's suspended. It's not PEDs, it's not PEDs. And that's just the dumbest argument ever, bro. You know, they OG that they got that from is not really a reliable source, man. But I'm not going to get into all of that, though. But the rest of the world know that Ryan Garcia popped dirty, and the reason why he was suspended was for PEDs. And people just don't like Devin. And that's why they created this fake narrative to push to try to make it look bad on Devin Haney that he lost to Ryan Garcia in that fight. You know, where Ryan had clear advantages and all of that stuff. We not even going to focus on the other advantages that he had outside of the PEDs, but the PEDs is the main infraction that we're dealing with right now. And so when you do a Google search, you can see, you know what I'm saying? I asked, why was Ryan Garcia suspended? And it's so the world knows, bro, that Ryan Garcia got suspended for PEDs, man. So the first thing that it says is Ryan Garcia was suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission for 1 year after testing positive for the banned performance enhancing drug OSTARINE. It don't say he got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. It says he got suspended for popping dirty on OSTARINE following his April 2024 win against Devin Haney, leading to that result being overturned to a no contest. He was fined, lost his purse, and was barred from fighting until April 2025. So the world knows that Ryan Garcia popped dirty, and that's the reason why he was suspended. So this idea that Ryan Garcia is only guilty for not disclosing his supplements and not guilty of popping dirty on the test is crazy to me. You know, I don't understand how people even let this narrative live in their head. And so we're going to break down what disclosing your supplements mean. Like why do you have to disclose your supplements? Bear with me here. So it's the rule that boxers must submit a list of the supplements they are taking is a key part of anti-doping protocols designed to promote fair play, protect athlete health, and reduce the risk of unintentional doping violations. Okay, so it's not now, if you think about it, if Ryan Garcia was to not disclose his supplements but not pop dirty, disclosing his supplements wouldn't even be an issue. That's not a crime that's punishable for him just not to disclose his supplements. Disclosing his supplements only come into play after he popped dirty because of this reason down here at the bottom. I can't really highlight it for you guys right here, but it definitely says determining, it has the reasons that you have to disclose your supplements there on bullet points. And as you can see, the third one says determining the sanctions. So determining the punishment, that's what it's for. To sum it up, you have to disclose your supplements to try to prove your innocence and determine how they're going to punish you, because they got different levels of punishments that you're going to receive, when you pop dirty. Now, first of all, when you pop dirty, the first bullet point right there, it says strict liability. So let's dive into that. Strict liability under the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, code and rules adopted by various boxing organizations like the British Boxing Board of Control and those working with WADA and USADA. Athletes are held strictly liable for any prohibited substance found in their body, regardless of how it got there or if they intended to cheat. So it doesn't matter. It don't really matter if he submit a supplement and his supplement is dirty or not. He's still responsible for it. The strict liability is saying that he's going to face punishment regardless if his supplement that he turned in is tainted, or if it's not, he's still going to face the punishment. So him submitting his supplement is only going to determine the level of the punishment that he get, which is explained right there in the third one. And so let's look at the second one, the risk of contamination. So dietary supplements pose a significant risk because they may contain trace amounts of banned performance enhancement drugs, PEDs, not listed on the label. Submitting the list allows anti-doping agencies or commissions such as the California State Athletic Commission to review them for red flag ingredients or known contaminants. So that's another reason why you have to disclose your supplements before the fight, to let them know whatever supplements you're taking so they can have access to the lot number, bro. So they can look at the lot number, they can test the lot number. If you submit your supplement and say, okay, I think it was my supplements, or even if you didn't, they're already going to test the lot of that supplement right there to see if any of the other supplements have trace amounts of this PED that you pop dirty for. And so they're going to do their due diligence to try to determine if it really was this supplement as being the reason why you pop dirty or not, or if it's some other thing, some other reason. And so what's good, Dank Father? I'm gonna put the link out in a minute, but right now I just wanted to cook on that. So yeah, definitely you have to take into consideration that you're guilty regardless. You pop dirty, they got a strict liability with these doping agencies and everything, that you're responsible for whatever goes into your system. And so disclosing your supplements is not something that's punishable for a year of suspension. And when these guys is running around on these panels and stuff trying to make an argument that Ryan Garcia was guilty of not disclosing his supplements and not of PEDs. Oh, he didn't get suspended for PEDs. Yes, he did, dummy. It's unbelievable what these guys be believing, man. So hold on, Dank. I think I'm gonna throw it out there in case you wanted to cook on something to add on. But these fake narratives have to be destroyed, man, because I hear it too many times on these panels, people talking about Ryan Garcia didn't get suspended for PEDs. Oh, Ryan Garcia was clean. Ryan Garcia, his supplements did it, and all these dumb excuses they be giving for Ryan Garcia. But they don't try to get these excuses for these other fighters who pop dirty, though. You know, they try to give this excuse for Ryan Garcia because they don't like Devin, and they really want that situation that happened to stand as something that they can go and talk about, that they can go back to. They want to be able to say, oh, Ryan Garcia just he just got Devin number or whatever the case might be. They just want to harp on that and try to say that Ryan Garcia is just a real tough matchup for Devin Haney, and that's why he beat him. The OSTARINE didn't do anything and all of that stuff. The fake narratives got to stop here, bro. The fake narratives got to stop. So he said OSTARINE. Des215, what's good, yo? I see 2 Cents was here. I don't know if she's still here, but she was here early on. She talking about nobody cares about Ryan Garcia, bruh. We not saying nobody care about Ryan Garcia. Apparently, y'all care about Ryan Garcia because y'all want to take up for him so bad. Y'all want to say that he didn't test positive for PEDs or he didn't get suspended for PEDs. When we know that the world know that that's the case. So only y'all the only ones who don't know that he got suspended for PEDs, apparently, because when you do a Google search or any other type of search on why Ryan Garcia was suspended, the PEDs is going to come up because everybody is smart. The world is smart enough to know that that's the reason that Ryan Garcia was suspended. It wasn't because of him not disclosing his supplements. Just not disclosing your supplements is not going to get you suspended. If you didn't pop dirty and you just didn't submit your supplements, you're not going to be suspended. It only comes under goes under a microscope when you pop dirty. So as I showed in this clip right in this screenshot right here, that well not this one. Hold on, let me pull the other one back up. And this one right here is letting you know that one of the reasons is to determine the sanctions, to determine the punishment that he's going to get, because he's going to get punished regardless. Yeah, Des215 said they don't care because they already pushed the narrative. Yeah, I know they already pushed the narrative, but that's why we here trying to destroy the narrative, bro. People need to know because there's a lot of followers out here who just go by. They might think that uh these some of these guys is credible sources when it comes to this kind of stuff, when all it is just hate, just hatred driving them, just hate for Devin Haney driving them, for just hate for certain fighters. So yeah, definitely, man, they definitely pushing the narrative, but the narrative got to stop, man. Hopefully this video right here will be a source where people can come to and develop a mind and just stop drinking the Kool-Aid that these guys is pouring, man. These fake narratives gotta stop, man. Hold on, yo. Yeah. Let me see what people saying. What's good, bro? Bradley said Hanos need his lick back. I wouldn't say he need his lick back. I would say it'll be good, but Ryan Garcia, man, he done lost to Rolly Romero. He playing games. He nobody got time to be chasing behind Ryan Garcia all day, man. I think Ryan Garcia got more to prove than Devin do because Ryan Garcia got to prove that he didn't pop dirty. He's the one that popped dirty. Everybody try to look at Devin Haney and say that Devin Haney got something to prove, or he got to prove this, he got to prove that, he got to get it back with Ryan Garcia because what he did. I would see it that way if Ryan Garcia just did that straight up and didn't pop dirty. But Ryan Garcia definitely popped dirty, yo. He popped dirty. So I don't see Devin having really too much to prove. I see Ryan Garcia having more to prove than Devin. He have to prove that he beat Devin not because of the advantages that he had. You know, this guy, he was 3 pounds overweight and all of that. But the main thing is the PEDs, bro. You need to show you need to show the world that you can beat Devin Haney without having PEDs in your system. And it's looking even worse for him. The fact that he was clean, the New York State Athletic Commission, they suspended Ryan Garcia and he was under all this scrutiny and under a microscope, whereas he couldn't cheat. And so his next fight coming back clean, he lost horribly to Rolly Romero, bro. Rolly Romero. So Ryan Garcia, he comes back clean and he loses to Rolly Romero. So, it's looking like, with zero OSTARINE and 0 nanograms in his system, he can lose to Rolly. You know what I'm saying? So he got more to prove than Devin have to prove. Ryan Garcia has to prove to the world that he wasn't taking PEDs, because that's another thing. When you get caught taking PEDs, chances is you've been taking PEDs all along. You just been getting away with it. So you have, as Ryan Garcia, you have way more to prove than Devin have to prove. I think Devin just need to uh continue with on his path that he been on. Trying to get the belts, trying to go for another undisputed, go for your accolades, bro. Don't get all caught up in the hype of all of these haters and stuff talking about you got to get it back with Ryan Garcia and all of that. People try to bring up the Ryan Garcia and Devin matchups in the amateurs. It's a totally different thing in the amateurs, man. Whole different fighting because of the pointing system and all of that stuff, man. And they was little kids then. Ray Davis, what's good, bro?
What up, though? What's going on, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Trying to destroy some of these fake narratives. Bullet Gibson, what's good, bro?
Let me go into my Hanos clan. Just play.
Hanos Clan in the building.
Let me go into my Hanos clan visual. Is this one? Yeah, we're gonna go with this one just for the fun of it. Boom! Oh shoot! No, I'm not. I'm not going with that, man. You crazy?
We got Ray Davis in the building, yo.
What's going on, man? What's good with you? What's Gucci?
Hey man, I was just cooking on that, with the Ryan Garcia situation with the PEDs. People trying to destroy that narrative that people saying Ryan Garcia, he was suspended for non-disclosure of his supplements, when that's not really a crime right there. The infraction was the popping dirty with the PEDs, with the OSTARINE, and that's why he got suspended. And it tells you right here, the third one down, that determining the sanctions is one of the reasons that you have to disclose your supplements. You have to disclose your supplements for them to determine the level of punishment or sanction they're going to give you. Punishment and sanction, the same thing. But the first bullet point right there, it says strict liability. So, he was going to be charged or punished, for popping dirty on OSTARINE, whether it came positive inside the supplement or not. It says strict liability under the World Anti-Doping Agency WADA code and rules adopted by various boxing organizations like the British Boxing Board of Control and those working with VADA or USADA. Athletes are held strictly liable for any prohibited substance found in their body, regardless of how it gets there or if they intended to cheat. So,
So there you go,
you
right
getting
there.
banged.
That right there says he's guilty. Then
You're getting banged already. Now, just disclosing a supplement is just going to determine the level of punishment. So all of that, Ryan Garcia got suspended just for not disclosing his supplements and not for PEDs is bullcrap, bro. It's
yeah.
a fake narrative and we destroying it right now.
Yo, why are we? Can I ask you a question? Why is this still a topic 2 years, 3 years later?
Well, because Devin Haney is doing what he got to do at 147. We got Ryan there playing games and stuff, trying to duck Devin, and it's just on these panels. They just want to make the argument that they want to say that Ryan can beat Devin. They want to push that narrative
Okay.
because they want to say that Ryan can beat Devin and that the OSTARINE didn't do anything and all of that stuff.
So does any of this matter? That the fact that if you take away the knockdowns, that Devin was winning the fight anyway? Like regardless, he outboxed Ryan anyway.
I mean, but that
I'm just
speaks to
saying,
the
regardless,
PEDs,
right?
right?
So that if you actually score that fight correctly, if you give him the rounds that he won plus that point deduction, that kind of almost evened up that round. It puts the fight closer than what people anticipated it to be. So, I mean, you can give it Ryan by, like they said, like a split decision, or you can give it a draw. Actually, you can give it to Devin by a split decision or a draw. I just think because it was a Golden Boy card, it kind of went that way. But the point is, who cares, man? That fight is not to you. I'm saying to them. They're using it. See, you got to understand, people use things to get under people's skin because they have nothing else to fall back on. And I was listening to somebody today, and they were talking about Devin, and they was trying to kick his back in. And I'm like, yo, why is it that you guys can't say anything about Devin doing anything right? And then y'all always got to take it to a personal level. Like, y'all never talk about stuff that happens in this sport. You only talk about stuff that happens outside the sport. And you do it with a lot of these fighters. Comparing the Shakur conversation with Bill, excuse me. The Bill conversation that he had with Shakur, my bad, and some other stuff, bro. They just don't understand. Like, yo, 0% is 0%, no matter how it got there. Now you've tried to provide multiple samples, multiple every time it changed. Then the company starts to sue you. Then they changed the idea then you said it was this guy. And that guy was like, none of my stuff came in package. I had pills. I ain't had no powdered supplements. So it always changed. The whole thing changed. So it shows right there that, you know what I mean, Ryan failed the test. So I don't know why we even got to keep revisiting that. People use that to just leverage an argument. That's it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, 60 times over the limit, Bullet Gibson. And yeah, see Bradley 68, he says stuff like this all the time. Flyer, you have to let it go, player. Yo, bro, I've been let it go, bro. It ain't the thing. It ain't the fact that Ryan Garcia and Devin look that way and stuff like that. I'm already cool with that because we already know the outcome. It's already been righted. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation has been righted. Devin don't have a loss on his belt or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia got suspended. You know, it was turned to a no contest, so he don't got the W. You know, it's never that. It's the false narratives that people pushing, bro. I'm trying to destroy that false narrative that Ryan Garcia only got suspended for non-disclosure of his supplements, which is a lie, bro. It's just a lie. I don't see how people just regurgitate that mess that they got from their OG, who's not really that reliable when it comes to stuff like that.
Because that comes from repeat. It's like a bunch of sheep, right? They all follow the black sheep, or they follow the, you know what I mean, the lambs. They follow the sheep. So every time somebody says something that they want to support, not that is factual, that they want to support, they'll repeat it redundantly over and over. And when that happens, you get like I said, you get a whole bunch of people crying wolf, man. At the end of the day, and is it necessary? No. But you know what? At the end of the day, bump them, man, because they're only trying to make arguments. Like I said, they're just making arguments just to defend or move the needle from somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I
hey, this right here, Ray.
was that.
This too, right here. They
Oh,
want to have a reason to never have to push their favorite fighter in Devin direction. I
oh,
mean,
of course.
that was one of the reasons for sure.
That was listen.
So
The first thing he said was, "Now I ain't got to fight him." Look what happened if I would have fought him. And Matt, that was his words, right? But he
yo,
still ain't
you
make that.
saw how their favorite fighter was getting right on Ryan's side too. He was like happy, like
Oh
he
yeah,
was like trying to take credit for Ryan work.
yeah, yeah.
But
It is what it is, man. Like that's to me is beating a dead horse. Um, for them to even bring it up at the end of the day and continue to talk about it just shows you how disgruntled they are about it. Like how it doesn't sit well with them. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing of them arguing that point and making these excuses up, it bothers you, and you got to come up here and clear the air. It's the same thing. It's like it don't sit well with them that this dude is the king of the welterweight division, and he was the king at the 135 division when they're with their favorite fighter still sitting there. He was also number one at 140. So it just doesn't sit well with them. They're always looking for excuses. Oh, he ducked Sandor Martin. Okay, well, he ducked him. Guess what? Sandor Martin always had his opportunity to fight him at 147. Y'all missed the point of some champions just want to fight other champions. If they're not getting those fights, they're not getting them. He fought Ryan because it was a money fight. It was a fight that he needed to have. It was a fight that they've been talking about for a long time. And a lot of people keep thinking that he wanted to fight Ryan because Javante fought Ryan. That's not the case. If you really take it back, he's been trying to fight Ryan since they were before Ryan even started calling out to him. Like Ryan was avoiding Devin for a long time at
hey,
135.
hey, look, and this right here, disclosure of supplements only come under the microscope when the said person pops dirty on a test. So for to say that Ryan Garcia got suspended for not disclosing his supplements is like saying that so you're saying he can get suspended for not disclosing his supplements and not popping
No,
dirty?
no, that's
Hell
not
no,
what.
that's what they're saying
So
though. They're saying it
so,
is they're saying it to try to
instat,
defend what him popping dirty to say he's clean. I
right?
don't know
So
why we got so many. We had a uprise. Well, I know why we had an uprise of these people trying to defend Ryan Garcia all of a sudden,
yeah,
and it's because of their
in
hatred.
the racial listen in the racial barrage of things he did, they were defending. So it's okay. It is what it is. It's in the past. But New York State Athletic Commission, what did they say? They literally told you that he didn't disclose something, meaning that he was supposed to provide, and it was in the statement. They missed a lot of part. Supposed to provide any supplements you took prior to the fight, so they could test everything and make sure it's regulated in the system. They took the supplements that you used to test them, and he said, "I forgot to submit 2 supplements." Did he not say that? Did he not say
Ryan
one was
Garcia had a
dirty?
bunch of excuses. He had a bunch of
I
lies that he
know he
was
did,
coming up
but
with.
wasn't that one of the things he said? He forgot to send them 2 supplements, so that's why he got suspended. That was his excuse, and the people ran with it. Man, listen, it don't matter if you forgot to submit 2 supplements. At the end of the day, you failed the damn drug test.
Hey, look.
These 10 channels be watching frequent channel lurking. Why don't
Hey,
y'all all come? They might
hey,
be.
they definitely do, man. Yo,
Listen,
I look. This is a funny thing, man. I was like, I don't really know how to all the in and outs and everything about this StreamYard thing. So I'm trying to get the title right and everything. So you know how I'd asked you to schedule it. I didn't schedule it because I didn't know when I was actually going to put the video out. But I was just getting the particulars together and everything, destroying the narratives and all of that. And
mhm.
so when I'm formulating the title and everything, I see 2 cents in there already. You know what I'm saying? I said, dang, did I go live? And she's in there talking about, don't nobody care about no Ryan Garcia with the laughing emojis. I'm like, dang, I ain't even put how she even knows here? But then Clay did tell me, like, yeah, it'll schedule you had to schedule it. But
Yeah,
I
it was
guess
scheduled.
if you don't put a time for the scheduling, it'll put it out there right as soon as you create it. I didn't know that. So,
Yeah,
but you learn. So that's why I came live with. I said, man, I'm just gonna go do it today then. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. But
yeah.
yeah, definitely they hey man, they can come over. One thing I can say, those other channels or whatever, anybody who be you know disagreeing or whatnot, they can click the link at any time and come up here and not worry, not have to worry about me throwing them
Oh
in the
no,
bag
man.
and not
As
letting
much
them
as, as much
talk
as
and
they
all
do
of that
that to
stuff.
you, I don't see that you don't get your get back. Don't lie.
No, because that's the thing, man. I want to have a discussion. They don't be wanting to have a discussion on their channels. They just want to push a
Uh,
narrative, and
yeah,
then when it start getting deep, you know what I'm saying, they want to shut you up. Oh, we don't want to hear about that. No, I don't want to hear if you ain't gonna say this, then I don't want to hear it. You're not gonna coerce me into saying what you want me to say, bro. Like, let's have a
yeah,
conversation. You know what I'm saying? If you want to debate, let's debate. A debate is two people, getting their point across, putting it out there. Don't try to,
mhm.
silence me and throw me in the back when what I'm saying is too threatening to your narrative. So yeah, I invite any of those guys. They can come up here. Saying,
I hear you, dog.
look, so shout out to Blue Hustle, man. I be going back and forth with them dudes on the other channels, but he said nobody is saying he is clean. He didn't provide all the supplements by the required time. That's why he got suspended for a year. Hell
No,
no,
it's
bro.
not. No, it's not.
If you get to no,
Mauricio
he said,
Soleiman.
hold on, Ray. Let me get this. You said, but he didn't. You said he didn't submit or provide his supplements by the required time. There is no required time, bro. You're supposed to do that before the fight. You're supposed to submit your supplements, before the fight, but that's not the crime there. You only have to submit your supplements in case that you pop dirty, because your supplements determine it can help you when you pop dirty. It doesn't, stop the fact or take away the fact that you pop dirty because of this right here. That's why I came prepared, bro. That because with these guys, they come with all types of different narratives that they heard and stuff. They've been drinking the Kool-Aid for so long, so they're just gonna come with all of these different narratives that been put out there. But it says right there,
Okay,
reasons for
so
disclosure. The
I'm,
first
I'm
bullet, hold on, let me finish this. The first bullet point on the reason that you have to disclose your supplement is for strict liability under the World Anti-Doping Agency WADA code and rules adopted by various boxing organizations like the British Boxing Board of Control and those working with VADA or USADA. Athletes are held strictly liable for any prohibited substance found in their body, regardless of how it got there or if they intended to cheat or not. So the supplement is not what he got suspended for, bro. There's strict liability. That if he popped dirty is the first thing. That was the first infraction. And so him popping dirty, let me move that out the way. But him popping dirty, it made him subject to the punishment already. And so the last bullet point is determining sanctions. So that's the reason why you got to submit the supplement, so they can determine the level of the punishment that you're going to get. So they're trying to figure, at this point, they're just trying to figure out if you did it on purpose or not. You're not getting suspended for not disclosing the supplement. You're getting suspended for popping dirty, but disclosing the supplement is a means of them regulating or measuring your punishment, bro. So what you said, Blue Hustle Man, is not true at all, bro.
here. Just
Let me see what Ray put up there.
So let's read this for a second. It's you got it. Okay. So it says here, boxing star Ryan Garcia has been suspended 1 year after he reaches a settlement with the New York State Athletic Commission following his positive test for performance-enhancing drug OSTARINE. The commission told ESPN yesterday. So the New York State Athletic Commission has told ESPN that Thursday that he was suspended for what reason? Positive test of the performing-enhancing drug OSTARINE. Okay, the suspension is retroactive to Garcia's April 20th decision victory over Devin Haney, which was overturned to a non-contest. It's right there. So where is he? Where do you see anything about him being supplements not being produced? Let me see what else to say.
A
Garcia
fact, Queen. Ryan is a cheater. That is why he got suspended. He never proved he was innocent.
Right.
Exactly. He didn't prove that he was innocent. He didn't prove none of that. He just popped dirty and didn't have no excuse for it.
I didn't know I had all that on my screen. My bad. I was logging into my account for my son yesterday.
Oh, I ain't even see. But look at this, yo. 100% here for boxing. You know, he said, you know how much of a scumbag you got to be to try to argue on Ryan's behalf of what he got suspended for.
Damn,
he got suspended for using a PED, plain and simple. No, but he 100% correct, bro.
He is
100% correct.
He's right. I'm just laughing because he's a scumbag. Like he took it there.
Hey man, hey.
Listen, man, I'm all.
He ain't pulling no punches, man. And that's why a lot of people they be having a problem with here for boxing and everything, man. He ain't pulling no punches. He ain't softening it up. He ain't sugarcoating nothing.
Hold on, I had a what? Because I'll show you right now. It was Disney Plus. I just can't get freaking channel block, so I took it down. I ain't even realize I had it up.
Yo, he said Ryan took a plea deal to minimize his punishment. He had to continue to fight. I mean, had he continued to fight, he would have been presented with evidence of obvious PED use and got at least twice as long suspension.
He's absolutely right. Nobody confronting that one?
Yeah, that boy was guilty, man. Yeah, he was guilty. Pop dirty for PEDs, and we ain't even talking about the nandrolone that was in his system, bro. He had nandrolone in his system the first test, but by the second day, you know, I guess it wasn't in his system or whatnot.
To be simple. But it is what it is, man. So we can sit there all day, go back and forth. Yo, he funny as hell for that, though.
Yo, you see he said, bro.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I ain't see that, bro. I wasn't looking at the screen.
Nah, it was Disney Plus. I was lost. I forgot my password. My son wanted to watch something, so I was looking for the password. I had to reset my password last night when I was on with Clay, and I forgot to take it down. But he funny as hell. Here for about
he said here for boxing is 6 feet, 230 pounds, and don't care who likes him and who doesn't. Do something.
Oh yeah, we heard that. Yo, you heard the hate mail I sent them? Ask him how he gonna say that. I sent it to you, man. What is a Night at Cinderella? I don't know what that is. Maybe I don't know. I think it was something Christmassy he wanted to watch yesterday.
Yeah, he said, Ramon said the A sample and the B sample was taken at the same time. Yeah, we know that. Ryan Garcia, he popped dirty on multiple tests though, bro. He popped dirty on multiple tests. He was tested the night of the fight and the day after the fight too. And the New York State Athletic Commission, you know, they did their own tests too. So Ryan popped dirty on like 4 tests, bro. It ain't no defending them. I don't see. Yo, and then this the other narrative this the other narrative that they be trying to push, yo. They be saying, oh, Bill and them, they had something done to his test. You know, the Victor Conti and all of that stuff. So how you explain the New York State Athletic Commission, you know, the test that they did, you know?
Yeah.
He popped dirty on their test too.
Right, because they do their own drug screening. And it's crazy because I can go pull up another report where they said that they don't test for
Look,
Ostarine and that.
look, he going up. He drinking the Kool-Aid, bro.
What do you say? They
He
found
said they
Ryan
found
Garcia
Ryan Garcia
guilty.
guilty of not disclosing his supplements he was taking. No,
Who?
they did not find
I
him
just
guilty of that.
posted.
They found him guilty of PED
Did
usage,
I not?
bro.
Hold on. Did I not just post the? Did I not just post what happened and why they suspended him? And that was their report.
As I said again, man, these dudes, man, on these certain panels, that's the only place where people think that Ryan Garcia didn't get suspended for PEDs, you know, that he got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. When you do a random search on any platform, Google or whatever you want to try, it'll tell you that Ryan Garcia, this is my Google search right here. It says Ryan Garcia was suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission for 1 year after testing positive for the banned performance enhancing drug OSTARINE, bro. He tested dirty for OSTARINE. That don't go away because y'all want to say that he didn't disclose his supplements. We know he didn't disclose his supplements, but here it tells you, bro, the reason for disclosing your supplements. That's why when I get on these panels and I be asking them, yo, what's the reason that you have to disclose your supplement? You know, and they don't be wanting to answer that, or they don't know. They try to throw me off the panel. But here are the reasons that you have to disclose your supplements, bro, because it's a strict liability. You know what I'm saying? They saying that you're responsible for anything that you put in your body. So coming up with a supplement, if y'all want to say he didn't do it on time or whatever, if he would have disclosed it on time, it wouldn't have mattered. He still would have been liable for what was in his body.
Bro.
Now, if you go down to the third bullet point, it say determining the sanctions. This is the reason, the main reason that we're worried about him submitting his supplements, because it helps them determine his punishment, bro, the level of his punishment. It determines the sanctions. So and that's that, bro.
Yo, I'm literally right now, I got like 20 articles right now. And they all say, matter of fact, me go with the zone. I'm gonna start with the zone. I read ESPN, right? ESPN said why he was suspended. The zone says Ryan Garcia drug ban. Why was he banned from boxing? May 5th, 2025, Ryan Garcia was handed a 1-year ban from boxing for the New York State Athletic Commission. The results of testing positive for OSTARINE.
Look, hold on. Let me get with him right here. Yo, you said tainted supplements. Yeah, he tried to come with that excuse, but that excuse was a lie. It was a bold-faced lie, because when they tested first of all, the company that make that, you know, they came out and threatened to sue him and all of that stuff, and they tested the lot, and the lot was clean. The whole lot was clean, and that's one of the reasons why you have to disclose your supplement too, so they can have the lot number and be able to test it. The whole lot number came clean except for the 2 supplements that he had. So what that tell you? That he was guilty, right? But you couldn't really stick that to him that way, because he didn't even disclose his supplements in time anyway. That's the reason why you're supposed to disclose them before the fight, so they will already had a lot number and know what supplements you're taking. And so if you in case that you pop dirty, they can go test the lot number and find out if that particular supplement has OSTARINE or the PED that you're claiming that you had in it. And so without testing positive, non-disclosure of your supplements can't be the result of you getting suspended. You're not going to get suspended for just not disclosing your supplements. That's not a violation that gets you suspended. That only comes under a microscope if you pop dirty, bro. If Ryan Garcia didn't pop dirty, it wouldn't even matter if he disclosed what supplements he took or none of that stuff. He could take whatever he want as long as he don't pop dirty. But if you pop dirty, in the event that you pop dirty, then you have to had your supplements submitted, because they're going to test they only so that they can test your supplement lot number and see if it contains that PED that you have. And that's only going to be the determining factor of the level of punishment that they give you, bro.
Where'd you backpedal at?
It's going to give you it's going to give you a sense of if he did it on purpose or if he didn't. And that's it, bro. You can't get suspended for just not disclosing your supplements, bro. That part right there isn't important. It doesn't come into play unless you pop dirty for a PED. Point blank. What's good, bro?
What up, homie? How you?
I'm good, man.
Hey, I'm in the gym getting these burpees done, man. Trying to get skinny one more time.
I saw
You
you sent
know,
the I saw
yeah,
you sent the
man.
screenshot. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, man. I'm choosing violence, man. No, I was on the treadmill when you called. Nah, you know what it really is, bro. All of this is for one reason. It's because they don't like Devin Haney. I have never seen a drug cheat get defended so vigorously, bro. Like especially in the time where, I'm not gonna say no names. I'm gonna be cool today. But we got dudes who are on the campaign to clean up boxing and get dirty dudes out of boxing and all this other stuff. Get Victor Conti out, but you got a cheater right in front of you, and you make excuses for him because you don't like the person that he cheated. I've never seen nothing like it, bro.
Hey yo, you know another narrative I ran into on a panel? Somebody told, I ain't gonna say who, but I was on somebody's panel and they reported that Matias had popped dirty, right? They
Yeah, dude in the
reported
comments
that
talking about it right now.
his B sample came back negative, that it was tainted, which was a
No, it didn't.
bold-faced lie.
No, it
His B
didn't.
sample matched his A sample.
Yes, it
But
did.
they tried so hard to try to, and they only did it for Ryan Garcia, bro. They tried so hard to find some way to get Ryan Garcia out of the mess that he got himself in, that they want to make up a lie about Matias B sample coming back negative when his A sample came back positive. Both of his samples came back positive. And I pointed that out to, I said, yo, I said on shout out to Mill City Boxing, but he had an interview with Matias on there. You know what I'm saying? He had a video, and on the thumbnail it said positive B sample. Of all people, why would he be lying on Matias? And Matias is on the video talking about how it came positive, but I think what they were saying was the amount that was in there was so low. You know what I'm saying? That they was trying to say, he was trying to say that it was tainted. His sample was tainted or whatever. That's what he was saying, because they were saying it was low traces or whatnot. Ryan was 60 times over the limit. You know what I'm saying? No comparison there. And on
Exactly.
top of that, his B sample matched his A sample. It was no difference. They try to make up that lie to try to because he was tested by the New York State Athletic Commission, and so they was trying to imply that the New York State Athletic Commission was tainting samples or something like that. You
Let me
know, it's
Yeah,
diabolical.
just so happened
Like
to
he
be
let
said,
me
Northern fighters.
let me ask y'all this though, right? So we know who the driving forces in these conversations are without saying a whole lot. We know what's going on, right? Let's just use. I know you don't like when I bring up Tank, but let's just use Tank for a half a second. Could you imagine Ryan Garcia doing Tank the way he did Devin, and then popping hot the next day? You think them dudes were like, "Ah, it's cool. It was only a little bit." Nah, they would want Ryan's head on the platter. It would be a whole different argument. So what I've learned is that these dudes can make any argument they want to make, depending on who the person is and who they like and dislike. They can make any argument. I mean, it's not a good argument. They will try though, and I can't stand it, bro. That's why, and they don't understand why people are so-called Haniacs and Hanos clan, because we stand for what's right. Dev ain't never do nobody wrong,
look,
but
he said they ain't suspend him. Yeah, I know they didn't suspend him, but he's on probation, bro. He's on probation. So,
Right. That means
submit, because he submitted his supplements and everything that he was supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? They was able to determine his punishment, and it made his punishment level a little lower because he did submit his supplements. And so so it allowed, like I said, and like it says right here, you know what I'm saying? On the third bullet point right there, to determine the sanctions. While disclosure does not prevent a doping violation, if a banned substance is found, it can be considered proof that an athlete did not intentionally dope, which may lead to a reduced punishment in many cases. So he got a reduced punishment because he did submit his supplements. So it only determines the level of the punishment that you receive, bro. Y'all need to stop drinking the Kool-Aid of these taking
that shit
they be
is.
taking this dude came in another chat, you know what
It's
I'm
not
saying? And
Kool-Aid,
he
bro.
was
It's
going crazy
flavoring.
on me. this dude came in another chat and he was going in on me and talking about, the channels that I go to. I mean, telling me that I come on his favorite boxing channel and don't nobody want to hear that stuff and this and that and the third. And I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, man, I'm like, since when has a person who has mental health issues since when has they word became something that you can take from? Since when you can take from that? You know what I'm saying? And this dude was talking about he from the street, basically trying to say he from the streets, somebody he was in jail for 18 years. And I'm like, yo, what that got to do with anything, bro? That don't got nothing to do with nothing. But I said, since you claim that then that you was locked down for 18 years and all this other stuff, since when has it been okay to take from a person who's not mentally wrapped tight, bro? Who don't have a sound mind? Since when? I don't understand these guys, man.
I sound like a goofy nigga, I know. But anyway, I don't even want to go there. Oh my God, bro. Listen, let me tell you how childish antics come from what?
Look, he said, dude.
Not being mature, man. Because the truth is the truth, regardless of the vessel it came out of. Crazy or not crazy.
But
What?
this is the truth right here that's backed up right
Bro,
here.
it's all over. You could just go to boxing scene and type in Ryan Garcia suspension. Matter of fact, I'll do it for you.
They fight tooth and nail for this guy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna go into, all of the racist rants and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's sad because the majority of these people be black people. You know what I'm saying? And they'll fight they'll fight to the death to try to defend Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? For popping dirty on a PED test just because they don't like Devin Haney.
So let's see.
Blue Hustle Man, what's good, bro?
What's good? What's good?
Let
You
me take
said
this off the screen.
basically, yeah, you said basically that he submitted his PEDs or all his supplements. He did not submit the supplements that he said they were tainted.
Wait, who you talking about? Be clear.
I'm talking about
We,
Ryan Garcia. You said that Ryan Garcia submitted all his supplements, and that's the reason why they gave him a lower. No, he did
no,
not.
I didn't.
That's the
No, I
reason.
didn't. No, hold on. I didn't say Ryan Garcia submitted his supplements. I said Ryan Garcia didn't get suspended for non-disclosure of his supplements because he didn't submit his supplements. That's not the reason he got suspended. We know he didn't submit his supplements, because that was part of the issue. When he popped dirty for PEDs, they asked him to
So,
submit. He tried to submit a supplement, right? And it was two of them, right?
no, I know that. The reason why I came up here is because you had said that's why I replayed it back. You know what I'm saying, like 5 minutes ago, what you said, just to make sure I heard you correctly. You said that you did say that you might have misspoken and didn't mean it like that, but you said that, so that's why I got up here. But other than that, if you're saying that you didn't mean it like that, then that's what it is, and I'm in total agreement with you. I'm not defending him. There's no reason to defend the man. But if the information comes out, that is the reason why he got suspended because he did not disclose all his supplements for them to be able to investigate it properly. You see what I'm saying? So
I
since
mean,
he
when
did that, hold on,
when
let
you
me
say
finish. Let me finish, please.
okay,
Yeah,
go
so
ahead.
when he did not do that in time, he didn't. That's why I said time. He didn't do it in the proper time. So when you sign up, you're supposed to tell them what you present. So he did not do it in the proper time. He waited until after the stuff and then he found whatever he found and then said, "This is what I was taking." So that is not in the proper time. You see what I'm saying? So
But
Okay.
what
wait,
I'm saying, so hold on, let me finish. So what I'm saying, I'm almost done. So what I'm saying is that's why they said, okay, you still didn't even do that, no matter what. Yes, you provided the supplements, and yes, it's saying that they are tainted, but no matter what, you didn't provide them in enough time. So that's why the reason why you are, no matter what, still getting suspended. Now you can either take this to trial or you're not. We don't know. So you can come with more proof if you like. And he decided not to take it to trial. He didn't want to go through it, so he just took a plea because he said that even if he already knew that he was going to be suspended pretty much no matter what.
because that's what they told him. So that's the reason why he took the plea and said, look, I just rather get it out the way and take whatever y'all give me for leniency. And that's why he took it. Not defending him, just making sure the information that's being put out there is being put out there correctly. So that's not defending him. Just trying to make that clear. But yes,
Okay,
he
yeah.
did not put him in on time.
Okay, yeah, okay, see, this the reason why I ask, when people say this on panels and stuff like that, I ask them, what is the reason that you must disclose your supplements? Because they say stuff like you was saying about, he didn't submit his supplements in a timely fashion, in time and stuff. They like to use words and stuff like that. But nowhere in the rules is that it's saying that you have to have a time limit or nothing like that when you're supposed to disclose your supplements. You're just supposed to disclose your supplements when you're leading up to the fight, so they'll know what supplements you're putting into your body, and it's not to get you out of it. Because of that first, if you see that first bullet point right there, it says strict liability.
Well, I'm not saying
You,
that's what you,
hold on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
saying to
Let me
get you
hold
out of
on,
it.
hold on.
I'm not saying that at all.
Hold on. Let me finish. So
Okay.
it's strict liability. Like you said at the end, you kind of double back and said Ryan Garcia did that because he knew he was going to get suspended regardless. Yes. So it didn't matter if he submitted his supplements or not. That's not the reason he got suspended. If he submitted his supplements or not, he still was going to face a punishment for what? For popping dirty for the PED OSTARINE. He got suspended for OSTARINE. Him submitting his supplements was just that bullet point there, just to determine his sanctions. That's the reason why.
Well,
It's not the what people are trying to say. People are trying to say Ryan Garcia didn't get suspended for taking PEDs. He got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. No, bro. If you didn't pop dirty and you didn't and you failed to disclose your supplements, it wouldn't even matter because you didn't pop dirty. There's no PEDs in your system, so you're not going to be suspended at all. You're not going to face. You're not up against anything. The reason why this
I'm not
disclosing his
disagreeing with
supplements
you.
came. The reason why disclosing his supplements even came to play is because he tried to say, oh, he tried to use it to say, this is
Yeah, he
why
added it. He
I
tried to
pop
add that in.
dirty.
He tried
He
to add
tried to
that in.
use, he tried to,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
he
not,
tried to use it.
listen, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter why
And
you're
then
trying
they
to explain
tested,
all that. What matters
hold on,
is,
let me finish, then you'll have it. So he tried to introduce that as a way to say that, this is how I got the OSTARINE. And then on top of that, it was two open containers. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Of this supplement that he had, so it's not like he could. What proper
no,
proof would have been him?
I get you,
Proper proof
Flutter.
would have been him submitting a canister of the same supplement and it not being opened, and then them testing it and finding OSTARINE in it, which is why they take
Yes,
down the
that's what I'm
lot.
saying.
Which is why they take down the lot number. And so if you say, okay, it was this right here, they'll know the lot number and they can go test a container that's not open. And so
Well,
since he didn't do that, and so since he
look,
didn't
this
do
is what I
that,
want to say. So no, I got you. Let me
hold,
just
hold
get this
on,
off real
hold
quick.
on. You can say that after I finish this though. So since he didn't do that, and they tested the lot anyway, and the lot came clean. His supplements that he put in was the only one that existed that was tainted. The whole lot came clean. And so even if he did submit his supplements on time, he would have been guilty because his supplement that he had was tainted, but none of the whole lot was tainted. Now, if you don't
Okay.
understand what that
No, no,
means
no,
the
no. Listen,
assembly,
listen, listen. I
you
understand, fam.
okay, you
That's what I'm
understand
trying to
that?
tell you. Look, I've been
Okay.
understanding all. That's why I keep trying to tell you. What I'm saying is that all he was trying to do is basically make an excuse, bro. This is common sense to us. I can't say that's a fact. Nobody can say a fact, but we're still speculating. Regardless, we're going off the information that's presented, and
Yeah,
we're
but the
making
point that I'm trying to
Hold on.
drive
Hold
home
on.
with you though, brother, the point,
I would
How do you
like to.
how do
I
you
would like.
the
speculate
point that I'm
something
trying
that
to
somebody
drive
gives
home
you
with you
information
is
on?
that he didn't get suspended because he didn't submit the supplement. That's not the reason why he got suspended. He got suspended for popping dirty with having OSTARINE in the system. That's why he
Let
got
me ask you
suspended.
something.
People try to
So
use
Alicia
that. People
Baumgartner,
try to
right?
use that to say
Hold on.
that he didn't have say
All
he
right.
didn't get suspended for OSTARINE as to say he wasn't dirty. Yes, he was
He
dirty. He
did.
popped dirty for
Listen.
OSTARINE.
Hold on.
That
That's
is
why he
common
got
sense.
suspended.
So Blue.
That is common sense that he popped dirty for Osprey. It was in
Okay.
his system. So there's no arguing in that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's no arguing that. There's
But
no argument in that.
but
Anybody
where
trying
was
to
the
argue about
speculation?
that? Hold
Get to
on.
that speculation point.
Hold on, Bullet. Please. I'm trying to get this one thing out the way with him first. They're not arguing that. I'm not even arguing that. That's not my argument. What I'm trying to say is make it obvious is that he got caught. He tried to show proof of why it was the proof that he's bringing up that it was open container. So therefore he could have tamed it himself. They don't have proof that it was, that one gentleman, Scooter, that basically tainted his shit. Because Scooter came out and said he didn't do anything. It was clean what he gave him. So no matter what I'm saying is if he say versus she say. So no matter what, they have to basically go off of their common sense and say, no matter what, you still didn't put it in enough time, and you still claim up dirty with the PEDs. I'm not arguing to say he's not dirty. He was dirty. What I'm saying
So
is
so
they
you
said
saying if
they came to the conclusion and said, look, no matter what, you still are going to be penalized
so if he would
regardless.
if his containers of supplements was closed and everything, and he had disclosed his supplements before the fight and all of that, and they tested the lot number and all of that stuff, so you saying he wouldn't have been suspended?
I'm saying that they probably would have either investigated, because think about what happened with Matthias and Alicia Baumgartner. She showed proof that she did not
They didn't
tame.
have 60 times over the limit in their system.
Well, they still proved that the stuff was tainted.
Yeah, but they didn't have 60 times over the limit
So,
in their system. What Ryan had in his
Okay,
system
so look,
wasn't consistent with contamination.
all right.
there's no
So
proof. There's no proof that it was 60 times the limit. It was a lawyer that came out there and said that, first of all.
no, they had. So
Oh,
you
then you
saying they had
said
no
it.
record of how much he
Who
had in the
so
system? They definitely
so
did.
No,
so who provided that information?
the New York State Athletic Commission pushed that out.
Can you show me that? Because I'm being honest with you, I've
All right.
never
Well,
seen
hold
that.
on.
I've never seen that proof.
Before we get to that,
I've
let
never seen that
me
proof.
clear Scooter and the message of what Scooter said. First of all, Ryan Garcia said Scooter gave him the supplement, right? He said he gave him the powdered substance. What Scooter said is, I don't have any powder supplements. Everything I have is in pill form, and they're in a baggie, all ready to go when I leave, when I get to my destination, so I can give my supplements to my client. That's what he said. So Ryan was caught in a lie there. That's why he changed it from Scooter to his case was supplemented, and he never submitted it because he didn't have a. First, he said
He
he
didn't
didn't
have
have
proof.
anything.
Yeah, he didn't
He
have
tried
real
to
Then
blame
proof.
Scooter had it.
ashwagandha
Yeah,
first,
he's
bro.
lying.
Hey,
No, no,
let
He
me
then
was
ask
Scooter,
something.
lying.
Can I
He
can
was
I
Scooter
ask
had it.
lying, y'all.
can
Right
I
Y'all just
ask
say
a
he was lying.
now, before we do
Just say
that,
he was lying.
let me read something off to you. So this is on boxing scene, right? So
Hmm.
this is after the suspension has been lifted. The suspension has been lifted. A spokesperson for the New York State Athletic Commission confirmed to boxing scene all conditions of the consent order has been met. Garcia, 26, initially earned a majority decision over Devin Haney at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The verdict was changed to a no contest when it emerged that Garcia tested positive for a banned substance, OSTARINE, in samples collected through testing by Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA.
so
Clearly
let me
says
ask a
that hold
can I
on,
ask a
clearly
quick
says
oh,
that.
my fault. I
The
want to ask a
result
question when you're done.
Yeah, the results also confirmed a separate sample collected by the state commission. Garcia, through his legal team, reached a settlement with a commission which left him banned from competition anywhere in the U.S. for a minimum of 1 year, along with a $10,000 fine. So that right there tells you everything Freakin has said, right? So basically, the New York State Athletic Commission did their own test. The VADA samples came out dirty. So everything there is saying that he tested dirty, regardless of what we want to say, what people want to believe, or what narratives they want to push. That clears that air. Now,
Look, let me.
when
Oh,
you
my fault. Let
mentioned,
me. Right. Can I ask a quick
hold
question?
on, no, I know, hold on. I was waiting.
It's on topic with you. It's on point where you at though. I just want to ask a question. But go ahead. I'll wait for you. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just going to say because the speculation part comes from all the files are here. You can look up the files. You can just boxing scene has it, boxing news has it, ESPN has it.
The world knows Ryan Garcia got
Right.
suspended for
So this
PEDs,
is
except for
look. This
these
But go
few
ahead.
people on
look.
these
This
panels.
But
it's a
I'm going
quick
to get it.
question.
Go
Let me
ahead.
ask this quick. So this when Ryan had the open sample that he claims is the tainted supplement, right? He sent that open container to the company to Water about it to get tested, right?
No, it
And
said
that's
it's
the
in New York State.
he said yeah. And did they find ostarine in that supplement?
They told
Yeah,
them they
but it
couldn't.
was
They
So
told them
no,
they
no,
couldn't
so
use
so
it because the
so
lot
what?
was open. They
So
went
this
and
what I'm
tested the
saying though.
lot though.
Oh, you said they wouldn't test the lot that he sent in.
no,
No,
they
they went
went and tested the
because
lot, but the lot
he
came
taped
back
the
clean
code.
though.
So they went back and tested the lot through the company, through the
No,
manufacturer.
I know that, but I'm saying the sample that the supplement that Ryan
No, they
claimed
never.
was
No, they
it
didn't
was
test
never
it.
They
tested.
was open.
Yeah, it was
So I
open.
know,
They couldn't test it.
I thought they would test it even though it was open. I thought they would test it. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I don't know 100%, but I thought they did test it and it had
I feel like
ostarine in it, but it wasn't
he
that's
went.
consistent though.
well. See, that's my question because if that's the
Let me
case,
double check.
if well, while you look that up,
They did test
I'm
it.
trying to yeah. So
Listen.
this
They
is the look.
tested his supplements
Let me
and it
finish.
came back tainted.
Let me finish real quick. So this is my point, right? If the lot number that NutraBio tested was not tainted, but the same lot that Ryan had ostarine in supposedly, that means they sprinkle ostarine in it before they send it off. Plain and simple. That means they put ostarine in that sample to
And that's
stand
what
up the
I've been
claim that it was
saying. That's
tainted.
what hey fam,
They put.
I'm in
I'm
agreement with
saying,
you. I was saying the
and
same thing with you.
I'm saying Ryan's team did that. They put the
Yeah, I'm saying
ostarine in
that
there.
he was
They
cheating,
did it.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
So,
I'm
but
agreeing
these are
with
the
you.
I got you. I'm just saying these are the things that people like they conveniently try to avoid when it comes to this conversation. They try to leave out certain facts to push a narrative. They try to leave certain things out that matter. Like why are we not talking about the fact that he sent a supplement that
Oh,
had ostarine in it, but the lot from the company didn't have ostarine in it. He cheated.
hey, and hold on, fam. And also remember this: that the supplement company they went out their way to show that the lot was they tested the lot themselves and went out their way and said, "Look, we clean on our side. So if it comes back like that, then basically they would say that they taking action because he's basically saying that they dirty. You see what I'm saying? So he had to change the narrative because they went out there and confirmed it too.
And he changed his story a bunch of times. It came from this
Yeah,
place and that place
exactly.
and all
That's what
that.
I'm
But
saying.
Okay.
but they don't talk about how he changed his story or nothing. It's just fuck Devin, fuck Devin. It's crazy, bro.
So, according to them, the New York State Athletic Commission, right? It's on the screen right now. I don't know if y'all can see it because I can't zoom in. I was trying to. It says right here, New York State Athletic Commission with government professional boxing New York then had one of the samples that had collected tested for ostarine, which confirmed presence of its existence. Neutral Bios tested Neutral Bios, the supplement manufacturer, had an unsealed retained bottle from the same lot independently tested a 2 ISO 17 accredited laboratories. I don't even know what that means. No ostarine was detected in the sealed samples. So it basically says right there, like, yeah, they did test. They did test the samples that he gave in, but it says the one that they got from NutriBio unsealed bottle was tested, and because they give you the lot number, that's what the ISO number is, and it was not tainted. So that was that right there. So to answer your question, yes, the sample was tested, and there's none. Would you say I was
Told
searching?
you. Yeah, I told you they was
So
tested because they
right,
tested.
so Bill, the dude talking about so Ryan lied or Bill set him up. Bill didn't set Ryan up. Ryan is dirty, and that's what it is. He's a dirty little. If Bill set him up, Ryan would have had no explanations for this. It's
Hey,
ashwagandha. It's this. It's
let's
that.
look at that
He
for a
wouldn't have had all
second.
these excuses.
When you say, I'm curious to what he mean when he say Bill set him up.
They
Are he
don't
talking
know,
about?
man.
Is he
They just
talking about
repeat,
like Scooter, or did they break into his
man.
sample or something like that?
Yeah,
Because Rachel Daenerys, shout out to her, man. She did on her channel, she did a video showing, her husband Nonito Daenerys taking his test and the process and everything that you have to go through,
they sprinkled it
to
on his toilet seat.
you know, urinating in the containers and the sealing of the containers and how it, nobody touches it except for you and all of that stuff. You're the one who puts the top on it and close it up and seal it and all of that stuff. So it makes it virtually impossible for somebody to get in there and taint your
And
supplement, your B sub, because and that's why they had an A and a B sample too. It's the
It
same
was Scooter.
urine, it's the same urine sample, and so they have different vials, and they save that B sample to test if you're A sample, that to see,
Yo,
and that's the reason why. That's the reason to see if somebody came and tainted it later or whatever,
right.
because the A and B sample, if the A and B sample don't match, then something is wrong. That's why all the time, most times, I never saw a sample not match the B sample or the B sample not reflect the same thing.
Can
You
I
know, it's
crush your
very,
dreams
very
real quick?
rare. It's a unicorn.
So, first of all, you said it was Scooter. You know, Scooter was flowing out 2 days before the fight. So why was he doing the little IVs a week before the fight and before that? If he wasn't trying to flush his system out,
Yo, I be making fun of this too, right
I'm just
here. The
saying.
fact that Zab is, a Devin Connect or whatever, and he try to say that,
Uh,
Scooter. Who is Scooter, bro? So Scooter got ties to Zab and all of that stuff, but it still don't take away the fact that it's hard for you to taint somebody's samples, and the fact that Ryan Garcia did something. If you want to say Scooter tainted his samples, Ryan Garcia not supposed to be taking those supplements that he didn't already submit. That's made
yeah,
clear
yeah.
already in the
but
beginning.
there's so many things we can discuss about Ryan that we didn't even get to yet. The change in his physique, the voice change,
The
the
voice,
erratic behavior that he never showed. Like he didn't act like that in the Rolly build up. He didn't act like that against Tank. He was like the happiest, most what's the word? Jovial kid you'd ever see when he was fighting Tank. He was up there singing, dancing, he was having the time of his life. Then he fight Devin, and he turns like literally into a monster. And then after his fight after that, he looks like slop, and then nobody talks about it. Nobody's like, damn, like maybe he was on something against Devin. They don't even talk about it. They don't say anything about it.
of course not. It's
Crazy.
because
But but
it's easy to deny than it is
but
to
they
accept reality.
but then they turn around and target the guys who've never popped dirty. They target the guys who never popped dirty. Like they talk about Devin and Bud like they're dirty, right? But how many other snack athletes that are not black that use snack? Mikey Garcia, Mario Barrios, all these different guys use snack. Bam
And
Rodriguez, and
Rodriguez,
they say nothing about it. They say nothing about these guys using snack. It's only the good black guys that they don't like.
Hey
It's
man, the
crazy, bro.
snack thing, I don't even know why people they put snack in the same discussion as PEDs, man, because ain't nobody pop dirty on a snack. You know what I'm
ever.
saying, for using snack. So
Yeah,
I don't
but
even. I
but
think that's just a scapegoat. That's just a reason for them to try to um justify Ryan Garcia PED usage or whatever. They'll say
Yeah,
something
because
like,
they
you be
hate
like,
Devin
Ryan
Haney.
Garcia tested positive for PED. So what? Devin was on snack. And I don't even think, and the crazy thing is, I don't even think Devin used snack for that particular fight. You
nope.
know what I'm saying? Because that's what they said. They said they wasn't using snack for that fight.
It's like
But
they try to credit Snack for Terrence Crawford beating Errol Spence. Well, Mikey Garcia, you Snack and got his ass kicked. So is it Snack or is it the person? You know what I mean? Is it really Snack? Sean
I
Porter was on
mean,
Snack when Sean Porter used Snack when he fought Errol Spence and he lost.
Yep.
hey man,
So
as far as it goes now, snack is a it's dietary supplements that's legal, bro. It ain't snack ain't never made nobody pop dirty. None of the supplements none of the substances that's on the ban list are contained in snack or none of that stuff. So it's just at this point, man, it's just an excuse that they make up for Ryan Garcia, man. And that we think about it. You ain't hear nobody talking negative about Snack until the Ryan Garcia situation happened. Just like
well, no,
you
no,
ain't hear,
no.
you
It's,
ain't
they
really
was doing it with Bud with Spence.
what they were saying with Bud and Smith. They were saying, but
Yeah, it's the
I
snack
They
thought
were
pet.
Errol
saying
Spence
it's
was saying that he what he was saying, he didn't test or something like that, saying he wasn't
No, he
testing.
didn't.
I'm
No, he
saying what
said he wasn't fighting him unless he tested. Bud tested for the Earl Spence fight because he said they need to. He said they need to test year round. All fighters need to test year round when it became a problem for talking about testing. but they was calling it snack pack and all that, and things of that nature. Glove gate. They were just making a whole bunch of shit up.
Well, I know about the
No,
glove gate and all of that, but I didn't
no,
hear too much about Snack. It wasn't going
yeah, they
crazy like it was
tested.
going after Devin and Ryan.
Yeah, the
You know,
WBC.
once Ryan and Devin happened, all of a sudden, after Ryan popped dirty, once he popped dirty, then Vada was bad, Vada was dirty, you know what I'm saying? And
So
all of this
if you
crazy stuff.
remember what Mauricio Suleiman had said, right? This guy funny, bro.
I'm ready. I just finished a real good workout. We about to get right now. Let's
Look,
go,
look.
baby. We about to get
So
turned, baby. Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
bro,
go.
no wonder you be like this on them boards on them panels, bro. You
Cause,
cheating,
cause I'm,
bro. You got
cause I'm
Snack.
yeah,
off, cause I'm off
yo,
that
so
pack, baby.
so
I got that
Mauricio,
pack.
listen, Mauricio Suleiman stated that he was going to only sanction a fight with Earl and Bud
Come on, man.
if he had did the
Come on, man. What y'all want to do? What y'all want to do, dog?
man. Let me finish. Listen, so he said he only going to sanction that fight, and he said that they that's what Earl Spence had mentioned. Like he's been Vada. We say something about testing with Vada like year round. He said something like that, or he wants them to do it year round. And then Mauricio Suleiman has stated that they're a drug free program, and everyone that fights for the WBC must test for Vada before the fight. Literally said that extensive drug testing.
The WBC clean program, right?
Yes, that's what it was. Yes, exactly what it was, and that's why they had made a Bud do the drug testing, because remember they was trying to get him to do the drug test or whatever, or go with Vada or something. Apparently, and Earl's like fighting him for the drug test or whatever, and he was like that was the last step, and WBC came out and said that he would be able to fight for the belts if that wasn't the case. So that killed that narrative right there. So Bud tested didn't test positive, tested negative. He's always tested negative, and that clean boxing program has been around for a long time.
I mean, all this really come down to is who they like and who they don't like. And if they don't like
Of
you
course
enough,
it is.
if they hate you enough, they will
First
find
of all,
anything
did
to
you notice
destroy
what
you on.
Bud? Do you know what Bud and Devin got in common?
They black.
No, when they win, they got to fight Boots.
That's everybody's go-to. Everybody got to fight Boots after. I've long said that after you beat whoever they don't like, just go fight Boots. Go fight Boots.
Yeah, right. And I'm like,
Man,
Man,
Boots
who
in
y'all
my
think?
in my
Listen,
personal
listen.
opinion, Boots is the most talented fighter out there that we see now. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
tell
I
you something.
think he got the most.
I love Boots, but Boots ain't the boogeyman. Boots is another talented fighter in a talented era of boxing. Is he a dangerous dude? Yeah, he's dangerous,
Absolutely.
but we're not gonna sit here and act like he's gonna knock the whole world out. You know what I mean? Like maybe he will, but we're not gonna anoint that on him until he start doing
Bruce
it.
Gas in the building.
Bruce
I
Gas,
believe,
salute, bro.
I
Salute,
believe
OG.
I believe he's very capable. I believe he beats everybody at 154, but he got to do it. I'm not giving
Right.
out. I'm not giving fantasy titles. Like I don't do the tricks that other fan bases do. Like
I'm
my
with you
homie
on
say,
that, bro.
my
I'm
homie
with
say to
you
me
on
all
that.
the
You
look,
can't get nobody credit for
look,
something they ain't do yet.
me and YSM, we talk all the time. That's one of my best friends. We talk all the time. And one of the things I told him was I want to see Devin and
Oh,
Boots. He's like, you don't want that fight. You don't want that fight. I'm like,
oh,
Jamil, I want that fight. I love that fight.
oh, yo,
It's a fight that
see
needs
that
to happen.
did you see that message I sent you about the call? They said that Mill is their best friend.
Who said that? They said Jamil is their best friend?
Yeah.
Man. I mean, everybody look, somebody can have more than one best friend. I ain't fighting over a name.
That dude from
He could be
Chester.
he could be his best friend too. But I know one thing.
Look,
Never
Ray
mind.
trying to
I
stir the
don't know.
pot.
No,
I
no,
said
Cut it out.
I was about to
no,
say. Look, I was
he
about
made
to
me
say.
laugh.
I was about to say. I know one thing. Then I stopped. I don't know nothing, man. I'm just a guy.
I
Yeah,
know what you
man.
know.
I'm just.
I know what you
I'm
know.
just. Look. I'm
You
just a
told
guy.
me.
We
Told me
we
what
Hey,
you
talk.
know.
look, come on, Ray. Cut it out,
Look.
bro.
No, we good. We good. We move past
You,
that. I was
hear
just
me?
asking.
You hear me? You hear me chilling, right? You hear me chilling, right?
Yeah,
It
Ray.
don't take. He know. I'm
Ray,
easily.
that little
Nah,
devil
because
that pop up on
listen,
your left shoulder
He
you
like that.
in the
stupid. Nah, that's
cartoon,
not
in the
why I said it.
cartoons,
It's
bro.
That's not why I said it. I
it's like
said
the
it
day.
because I heard it. I heard an argument when he was like, "Yeah, my best friend is close to Boots."
All
Look
right,
at that.
man. Let's not go all the way into it, man,
But
because
I'm just
that's
telling
just
you what I heard. And I was
that's
like,
all
"Yo,
it's
that's
Listen,
gonna
crazy."
lead to, man.
listen,
Yo, but
listen.
Blue Hustle, man, you still there? You still with us, bro?
I got nothing to say. I'm just listen. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
You said, yeah, that was Blue Hustle Man, right? Yo,
Yeah,
man. So when you say Ryan Garcia, because I don't know, you still when you say Ryan Garcia got suspended for not disclosing his supplements, like what do that mean to you?
what's up, bro?
Is like are you seeing it like Ryan Garcia, the only reason why he got suspended is because he didn't disclose his supplements? That was the crime there, that he didn't disclose his supplements? Because I because when you look
No,
at
what I'm
crime in
saying, what I'm
court, when you
doing
look
is,
at
hold on. Let me tell you what I'm saying.
go
I'm
ahead.
stating the facts. He did not submit his supplements in time. No matter what, he's still guilty regardless. He messed he messed up his own fight. You know what I'm saying? By testing dirty. You see what I'm saying?
I get
So
what
what
you're
happens
saying.
happens to him. So what I'm saying to you guys is this: that he did all he could just to get it reduced. You see what I'm saying? And he got it reduced. But if he would have returned those things, and if there was a possibility where they could have still said, you know what, you still tested dirty, so we're going to suspend you for 6 months or
Yo,
something like that.
he didn't get it reduced though. He got suspended for a whole year.
No, what? Okay, so
He took the
if he
full
would
hit on
listen,
that,
listen,
bro. He
no,
took
he
the full
didn't.
hit.
They could have suspended him for 2 years. He did not choose to take he didn't take it to
He
trial.
took the
That's
plea
why he
deal.
pleaded
He
early.
took the plea deal.
Yes. So what you have to, you're saying what you're saying, and yes, you're correct, but you're omitting certain things instead of saying everything. That's all I'm saying.
What
We're both,
what's the part that I'm omitting
listen,
though?
listen, what I just said.
No, you do
So
tell me.
the he's
What you
saying to you, what he's saying to you is because, like, not that he didn't have late supplements coming in, and that was the reason for suspension. When he tried to use it as a defense and submit the supplements late to reduce his or to get rid of the accusation, even if he had got let's just say they say, oh, okay, yeah, these are tainted. Even if they said came back tainted, because he submitted them late and he didn't have them in a right in a time frame that they asked for, that was his reasoning for still getting suspended. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I understand that's what he's saying, but what I'm saying to him is that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? To say that Ryan Garcia got suspended for not disclosing his supplements, that's not a crime in itself. Just
He didn't say that.
not disclosing your supplements.
He didn't say that he didn't get suspended. He's saying the reduction of suspension would have been like him trying to use that for the reduction of his suspension.
That didn't but that's the thing.
It
It
didn't do
didn't help
anything.
him because it didn't do anything.
That's what he's saying.
Him not disclosing his supplements. He tried to give a supplement or whatever, but the supplement that he gave was open, so they couldn't even use that. So to
No,
say
they
that he
did
got
test it.
suspended
That's
for
what
They
I'm
did
not
use it though.
saying. That's what I'm saying, Flyer.
let me finish so I could be clear to what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
What I'm saying is this. I could see if you're saying, okay, the reason why he didn't defend himself for the PEDs is because he didn't disclose his supplements before. Okay, so he got suspended for the PEDs. No, that's not what y'all
No,
saying. Y'all saying that he got suspended for not disclosing his supplements as if that's a crime in itself there. No,
no.
that
That's not
only
what he's
comes
saying.
into play. And the reason why, that's why I put this back up there. That the only reason for you disclosing your supplement is to determine the degree of punishment, bro. Determining
That's what he's
sanctions while
saying. That's
disclosure
what
of
he's
the
saying. He's saying
no,
what you just
but
said.
if you're saying that, you're not going to say he got suspended for not disclosing his supplements.
That's
No,
not what he said. No, what he was saying to you that the suspension was already in place. He already got proven that he had it in the system because he tried to submit a supplement as an excuse or a reason of why he failed, and that supplement was never counted to what he was taking prior, right? It was introduced later as evidence that he tried to use to reduce his sentence. It did not help him. He's saying that
yeah,
was
but
a
you don't
loss.
see how that's you
I
don't see
know,
the
but he's
smoke
saying
and
that was a
mirror
lost
that I'm
cause.
trying to
He's saying
move
the
out the
same
way.
thing, but he's saying what you're saying. He's just saying it was a lost cause.
No, he's not saying what I'm saying. I guarantee you.
Okay.
Blue Hustle Man, are you saying what I'm saying? He's saying that I'm leaving out something. That's not. He's not saying what I'm saying. He's trying to say that Ryan Garcia got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. And Ryan Garcia didn't get suspended for popping dirty on PEDs, which is a smokescreen and a lie. That's not true. Because if you didn't pop dirty on your PEDs, disclosing your supplements or not is not a violation. If you didn't pop dirty.
I must be confused because I thought he said that he because he admitted his supplements.
He'll tell you what he said. You don't have to argue it for him because
I just asked him, "Is this what you're saying?" He said yes. So I'm in understanding. I mean, I'm just rewording.
But you're saying, but you, I don't think that you understand what he's saying because you're telling me he's saying the same thing I'm saying, but he's saying he's not. Blue Hustle Man, are you saying the same thing I'm saying?
Listen to me. I'm in agreement with Bullet. What are you saying? And you are making it seem like I'm not in agreement with you. I'm saying we're saying the same thing, but we're saying in a different vibe.
Wait,
I mean, the gentleman, no, the gentleman that's talking, my apologies. I don't know who he was. I apologize.
Oh, you talking about Ray. You saying you agreeing with Ray, what Ray is saying.
Yeah, Ray asked me a question. I answered it, bro.
But you're not agreeing. You're not, but this is the discrepancy. You're saying you're agreeing with Ray, but Ray is trying to tell me that me and you are saying the same thing. You're not agreeing with me. You're agreeing with Ray, right? So we're not saying the same thing. To make it clear,
I just said that we are saying the same thing, but in a different fashion. That's what I just said. And I was agreeing with Ray because the simple fact is Ray is telling you what I'm saying, and then you're still saying no.
Because
so I'm like, I can't.
is.
But listen, fam. Sometimes you can't change a person. You have to just agree to disagree. I've listened to what you said, and I've gave my opinion about what you said. Now, if you still don't understand what I'm saying, I've tried to explain to you multiple different kind of ways, and for some reason, you're still hearing something different. So that's why I said it's kind of like it's like we're not going anywhere. We're not growing with this conversation now. And I'm trying to grow with you.
Because this is the thing. I'm saying what I'm
No,
saying.
you're trying to put the stamp on me saying that I'm saying that I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know if you're trying to say I'm saying that
allow me to say it.
This has got taken to a place where it seems like why is it even taking this long for us to figure what me and you are both saying?
No, because listen and think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. I am saying I am thinking I know for sure what you're saying. I'm saying that the bottom line is this for me. I'm saying Ryan Garcia did not get suspended for not disclosing his supplements. You are saying the opposite of that. So how could we be saying the same thing? You're telling me we're saying the same thing, but we're saying this opposite thing. It don't make sense, bro.
No,
that's all I'm saying. I'm a practical person, bro.
Listen. What I said is that no matter what, he tested dirty.
Huh? Yeah,
I'll say it again. No matter what, he tested dirty. So that is common sense. What they're saying, what I'm going off of is what I'm also going off of is saying that look, the man is basically, since he tested dirty, he came out late with some information, trying to save face and trying to get out of the situation to make it look like, you know what I'm saying, that everything, like it was not on him. He said it was Scooter. He's all over the place.
Right.
Look, this is the point that I was trying to drive home. Though,
therefore, I'm not disputing that with you. All I did is when I first got on there, I said exactly this to you. I said that you said what you said. You said I didn't say it like that. I said I listened to what you said before the playback. I said, but we are in agreement, so it doesn't matter anymore. That's exactly what I said. And then you took it to a whole nother situation and saying, well, this and that. We start talking about it more and start getting in depth about certain things. So you were asking me and going around. So we already agreed, brother.
Well,
I already said I agree. I said we're good. And then we still going down this rabbit hole.
Okay, we good. We agree in agreement then. So
you see what I'm saying? So you are making something out of something. That's why I said it's all good. I can't keep on trying to tell you something, brother, because you've already made up your mind on what you think I said. And that's why when I first got on here,
I'm not talking about what I'm not even on that no more. You know
okay,
what I'm saying? I'm accepting you saying that we're saying the same thing. I'm trying to drive this point home right here. You know what I'm saying? The world knows that Ryan Garcia got suspended for testing positive on OSTARINE, for having OSTARINE in his system the night of the fight. with Devin Haney. You know, the world knows this, but it seems like when we go on these panels, they try to say Ryan Garcia didn't get suspended for PEDs. They say they literally say this. Ryan Garcia did not get suspended for PEDs. Ryan Garcia got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. And you don't see where the smoke screen is there. You don't see the ingenuous statement there being spewed out of these people on these panels. That's the false narrative that I'm aiming to destroy right now. We got to destroy that false narrative for you to come up here and even say, let me take it off of you. For anybody to even say that Ryan Garcia got suspended for disclosing his supplements is disingenuous. The world knows that Ryan Garcia got suspended for testing positive for OSTARINE, for having positive tests for OSTARINE on the night of the fight. He had PEDs in his system. That's why he was suspended. The disclosing of his supplements was only there to determine his punishment. As right here, the reasons for disclosure of the supplements is because, for one, we know it's a strict liability on these fighters for what they put in their body. You know what I'm saying? The risk of contamination, so that they can have the supplements already, so they can test the lot number early on when you give them the supplement, so they can tell you early on that, oh no, you can't use that supplement because it has OSTARINE in it, or if you pop dirty later on, if they didn't catch it, then they can already have that lot number and test it and see that the OSTARINE is in it, the red flag. And the last bullet point right there that's on the screen is determining the sanctions, to determine the level of punishment, because of the first bullet point, which says it's strict liability, you know? So you're going to be punished regardless, but disclosing your supplements can reduce the punishment. You know, that's not a violation in itself. That's not something that would get you suspended in itself. Just this felon disclose your supplements. And that's the fake narrative that I'm here to destroy, and we destroyed it, bro. If you're in agreement, if you're in agreement with what I said, bro, and you're saying the same thing I'm saying, well, that's what I'm saying right there, bro. So you can let me know if you agree with it, or you can stay with you're agreeing with it, and that's that, bro.
Huh? Okay. Yeah. Word.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But
Yo,
always here to destroy
he
these fake,
did
you know
his
what I mean,
detective
these
work,
fake
yo.
narratives. But she said whoop-de-doo, yeah. That's why they be throwing me off the panel, though, on some of these channels. They be throwing me off the panel because they don't want me to destroy it. But now the rabbit got the gun, bro.
Listen, bro. Listen, they giving you your Velma glasses, bro.
We need to destroy these fake narratives, bro. And the next video might be destroying another fake narrative. This fake narrative that Tank fans is straight, bro. We got to destroy that narrative. No, I'm just playing, bro.
Nah, crazy, bro. All right, so what's next?
Hey, man, next weekend when we go on these panels, man, we can go up there with confidence that they understand what we talking about, because it's put out there. Y'all know that Ryan Garcia did not get suspended for failing to disclose his supplements, bro.
Right.
He was suspended because he failed a test, bro. He failed a drug test. He had OSTARINE in his system.
But all right, so whoever's saying that obviously is in disbelief, but it clearly says everywhere I showed you on the map that he failed for drug tests.
There we go. There goes somebody with a sound mind right there. He said the punishment was because he tested positive for OSTARINE. Period.
And I read that about 20 times to you.
Shout out to my guy Teach, man.
All right.
We don't care, Frequent. Laughing my A off. People gonna say what they gonna say. That's why we destroying the fake narratives, 2 cents. Sometimes we gotta educate the casuals. Look. She
Listen, you
claims
funny.
she be a casual all the time. I told her she ain't no casual, man.
Yo, you funny.
You can't claim to
So,
be no casual, and you got a whole son in boxing, you got a whole boxing channel, but you talking about you a casual. Girl, you better stop playing these games, man.
so again, like I was telling you earlier, and this is not to support anybody. This is just like, why are we still even having this conversation 2 years later? It's just diabolical to me, but it is what it is. If you want to crush it, narrative crushed.
It has to be had, man. The conversation has to be had. I'm tired of going on these panels and hearing these people
Why are we talking about
say,
frequent? Let me ask you
huh?
this. Why are we talking about
You said what?
But we talking about.
What happened? What
I
happened
think
to him?
I think he was asking you, why are you bringing this up?
Oh, we bringing it up to
Oh, he
destroy the
muted.
fake
He muted.
narrative.
He muted.
Oh, he got muted. Yeah, it won't let me unmute him because he
No,
muted himself,
I
I
think he
guess.
probably was somewhere. Somebody probably asked him a question. He probably muted himself.
Oh.
Who knows? I don't know. He probably in another conversation. But yeah, this.
2 cents is not bull crap. It's not bull crap. It needs to be destroyed. The fake narratives that these people running around with.
I mean,
I don't know if you one of the people who want to push that narrative, but you know, it's just got to be destroyed. If you don't agree, you can. The link is out there. You can come up and let me know why it's bull crap and all of that. You know, one
put
thing
the
you
link in the
can
chat again.
rely on is the fact
Oh,
that
it's
I'm
on the
going to
top.
let your voice get heard. I'm not going to just throw you in the back like they tend to do me to try to protect their narratives and stuff. I'm gonna let you talk, and we're gonna have a discussion, and we're gonna see, you know, who is right. He said, "Who pushing narratives? The narrative pushers, bro. They pushers. They pushing these fake narratives. They out here with them, bro. They out here, man. A lot of these fake narratives, bro. Another fake narrative that we might have to tackle is the fact that they be trying to say that OSTARINE don't do anything.
No, that's different.
They be trying to
Yeah,
say
that
OSTARINE don't
conversation.
do anything
I
for you.
still don't.
Oh, OSTARINE didn't do anything. He didn't have any advantages.
I don't know, man. Don't know.
Ostarine is used for like weight loss?
There you go.
Bodybuilders like to use
Yeah,
it.
to keep their
So I
mass up.
mean,
They keep their
yeah.
mass
So
up
I
and they
mean,
lose weight.
it's
Yeah,
it's it's it's. I
and
guess
their
what I'm
strength.
trying to say is that what I was trying to say this a little bit ago, brother, is that I understand that you wanted to bring this point up because the conversation that was had the other day on the panel. That's why you wanted to bring it up. That's why you're speaking so strongly about it. But uh I was like, man, why don't we talk about how Jake Paul really did like pretty much hurt his brand now? Like I'm telling you right
Well,
now, he hurt his
I,
brand by getting KO'd, man.
I
Because
don't
he
think.
got exposed. He exposed himself. He exposed
well,
himself that he
I
really
don't think he exposed himself. I think he bought. I think he brought more fans to boxing, and he now got an international fan base now. Regardless of him getting knocked out, you
I
got to
don't
look at
know.
it. You got to look at it in the sense of
It's
Jake
that's just
Paul.
my opinion.
Jake,
That's just my opinion.
yeah, and I hear you. But if we look at what Jake Paul has done, and a lot of people hate it, whether you believe it's true or not. I don't really care. This is actually a fact. Jake Paul has been in the last 5 years a big name in boxing. I'm not going to say number one, number two, number three. I don't want to go down that list, but he has been somewhere where the eyes of people that don't watch boxing have turned on the TV to watch him fight. So when he brought in a professional boxer for the first time, a real professional boxer, and somebody that was a former champion and a overseas contender or sorry, opponent, that right there solidified itself in that sense of him doing well for boxing. And again, the spotlight wasn't even him. If you actually really look at it, I think he brought eyes to the sport. He brought eyes to women's boxing and some young boxers. So I think it's a win-win for him with a loss at the end. But I mean, like you said, it's your opinion. I mean, that one's mine. I think it was a way for him to just bring the sport around full circle, get news on it, and look at it now. It's blowing up all over social media, ESPN, CNN, Fox
Yeah,
News.
but so I guess
You know
what
what I'm
I'm
saying?
trying to say, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because simple fact is a lot of people aren't, I've heard some people already start saying that. they're not going to tune into his fights no more because he pretty much shows that he is green when it comes to fighting. He's obsolete. So why keep paying this money up
Well, he's not
like
a
that?
heavyweight. The whole thing, he's not a heavyweight. So
No,
he fought a heavyweight.
I understand it. I'm not
Yeah, I
saying
hear
that.
you. I'm not
I'm just telling
disagreeing
you,
with you.
yeah,
And
from these other people's opinions, that's what I'm trying to bring to the
yeah, I don't,
table.
yeah,
I'm saying because a lot of people, these are starting to be talking points where people are saying, I'm not paying. I don't want to support something where it's not realistic anymore. He says
I mean,
he finally had a fight, and they were talking about. I've had somebody talk about the point of bringing up the Mike Tyson situation, saying that he paid him extra 10 million to not KO him. The fact that he's been talking about trying to sue people, saying that it's not scripted. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going into play. And then when he gets KO'd, that's when it was like, okay, it is what it is. People are starting to say that they don't like that. But that's just some people, not
yeah,
everybody saying that. Some people are
yeah,
saying like, some people are saying like, hey, he got up in there in a real fight and he did a good job, because he still tried to do what he did. And no matter what, he got in the fire.
yeah.
So I
That
mean,
dude,
it is what it is. It's
yeah, that dude
subjective.
ran across
It's
that ring
subjective.
and tried to monkey slam this dude and everything, bro. He knew damn well he didn't want to be in that fight. He did it
Yeah.
because he owed the gratitude to Netflix, and he needed a big name. He could have took on a lot of other people, and that fight wouldn't have sold like that because he had Javante Davis as an opponent, and he dropped the ball with the situation where he had to remove him off the card. So he needed another name to facilitate that fight and to bring attention to that fight. So he went international and he brought a heavyweight. Now he was the person that was a smaller guy in that fight, and he was the guy that was there to overcome the towering giant. So it is what it is. I mean, he got what he asked for, but he also, like I said, he brought eyes to the sport, man. He brought eyes to the women's boxing. That's what's important at the end of the day.
No, no, I understand that, but see, he's already been doing that. That's something he's been
Of
doing.
course,
This is not
yeah,
new.
but
Yeah, so I'm just
internationally though,
talking
he
about.
hasn't been
I'm just.
international. Is what I'm
I
saying.
got you. I got you. I'm just talking about this fight right here. People wanted to see him get KO'd. People, you know what I'm saying? People want to see him in a real fight, and then he got the chance. That you got to understand. That does affect him a little bit. You see what I'm saying? That affects him because a lot of people want to see him used to give an excuse for not, you know what I'm saying, playing into it anymore.
So can I ask you guys a question? So did we want to see him get KO'd, or we just wanted to see him lose because of who he was? Because I think in my opinion, I'll let y'all answer first.
Hey, man, I was listening to what y'all was saying and anything. As far as Jake, I had this conversation with Clay earlier, about the Jake Paul thing. And I was just thinking that, with Jake Paul, a lot of people was looking at Jake Paul like, he was bad for boxing, and now that this happened, this whole situation with AJ and everything, I mean, people were saying that he was bad for boxing because of the whole oh, it's a circus, and he's giving people the wrong idea about boxing, the casuals, how they look at boxing, and people need to know that you can't play with boxing and stuff like that. And now that we see this situation that happened to Jake Paul, he got his jaw broke. Now that's a serious injury. In case people don't really realize that it's a serious injury, so he probably can't get back in the ring or do any sparring or anything like that for maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years, if ever. He may never be able to fight again. And I was just thinking about reevaluating that, him being bad for boxing, or was he? Was he bad for boxing? Was he good for women's boxing? And that's one of the main things I was thinking about. I was thinking about the new prospect that he got, the dude Jamal Harvey. The boy looked like he got a potential, man. He got a lot of talent. He only was on his second fight, but he fought a guy with, I think, over 4 fights, all knockouts.
Yeah,
A
five
person
KOs,
that was,
five,
yeah, a
five.
person more experienced than he was, and he styled on a dude like that. And so thinking about him, thinking about how Jake Paul events carry a lot of women's boxing, is pushing women's boxing forward and everything, putting a lot of eyes on the women. And now I was just thinking, now that he's going to maybe be out, is that going to be a negative impact to the women women's boxing and stuff like that, it's definitely going to be less eyes on them, because I think that Jake Paul being a part of the card, kind of put a whole lot of eyes on the event, because the people, was more interested in the circus. All of the casuals and stuff was watching the fight because of the circus, because of Jake Paul and AJ, or Jake Paul and whoever he's fighting. That's the main attraction, the circus. But then you have the women who's benefiting from it, and the prospects and stuff, the other little fights and stuff that he have in there, those people benefiting off of all the eyes that's on the event, because they want to see him fight, in these circus matches. So now that he's going to be away from it, I'm just wondering how it's going to impact, the ladies and stuff like that. I'm thinking they probably gonna have less eyes on them, at the events and stuff like that. You got Alicia Baumgartner, you got people like Serrano and stuff like that, who really benefit off of Jake Paul putting them on the card and having all those eyes on the event. So that's all. I was wondering, if it was, good that, that happened to him, because a lot of people who thought he was, bad for boxing is probably saying, yeah, that's good for him. That's good that that's happened. About time somebody put him in his place. He might be retiring now. I did see somebody, on a channel saying that he was going to be. He said he was retiring, but you never can tell if some of this stuff be AI or just lies or whatever, not true. But what if he do retire? Was that a good thing that happened for boxing, that we saw him getting his jaw broken, or is that a bad thing? Being that I think the women are going to take a hit for that, and the different prospects and stuff that he have in there, the people that's on his undercards and stuff like that.
Why would he take a hit? He's still a promoter.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
it's. I
saying the
don't think.
people, I'm saying because of the eyes that's on it. In other words, I was saying that I think it'd be so many eyes on his events because of the circus. Everybody want to see that circus act,
Well,
him fighting AJ or him fighting Tank if it would have
right.
happened, or
So,
whatever, that's what brings all the eyes. I
right.
think without him on the card, there's going to be a considerable drop in viewers, on the
Let me ask
event
you
because
this.
he's not there.
Let me ask you a question. Whenever you watch a fight, right? Pretty much probably any sport that you're not either a fan of the fighter or you are a fan of the fighter. When you watching these fights, even if you think your guy's going to win or the guy's going to win, do you ever think that there's a chance for an upset? Do you ever have that thought cross your mind, like, yo, listen, this guy can win this fight or this can happen? There's reasons being that I asked this question. I don't think maybe everybody in this chat thought Jake Paul was going to win that fight. But there were people out there, including Oscar De La Hoya, that thought that there was an opportunity for Jake Paul to win this fight. And the reason why they thought that was the case is because they seen something in AJ. They know AJ has struggles against the smaller fighters. He does his ability to cut off the ring against faster fighters and elusive fighters have been troubling for him.
I can't front. I'm one of them guys. I thought he actually had a puncher's chance.
That's what I was going to say. So there you go. So they figured that there was an opportunity for him to get dropped or punched, getting caught off or something because of the way that the movements are. But at the same time, in reality, is he going to be able to withstand the onslaught that's coming back his way when Jake Paul is getting punched on by AJ? Because in order to make that punch, he's going to have to take some punches or be in the line of fire.
Look, I did not think he. Look, I didn't think. I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to get this off real quick. But I didn't think that Jake was going to win at all.
No, I didn't either.
I thought that Jake would at least make it, either to a draw or all the way. Yeah, decision or draw. And Jake Paul was going to pay him off just like he paid off Mike Tyson to not knock him out. You see what I'm saying? Because no matter what, the experience, he's not experienced enough to be in the ring with him, and it showed 100%.
He should have been there with a heavyweight. Period.
It showed 100%. It showed he was not able to be in there. That's why when he started running, I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, moving around? You're moving way too much. You're moving," and that's just showing a sign of being a green fighter. He doesn't have the experience. AJ started late because he didn't want to get when he was going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to get pumped in the butt. No, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, 83% of the bets were placed on Jake Paul because people thought he could win. Yo, I can't front. I thought that Jake Paul had a chance because I know Jake Paul can punch a little bit, and I know that AJ has, looked like he had a suspect chin recently, So I was thinking that if Jake Paul catch AJ on the chin, I was thinking that he can run around, do the exact same thing that he was doing. I was thinking that he can run around, try to avoid AJ, and take him later in the rounds, and to the point where AJ gets a little anxious or whatever, and then catch AJ coming in and catch him with a good shot. And for the most part, that's exactly what we saw him do. But the turning point of the fight for me was when we saw Jake running around doing that. He didn't take into consideration that the person that's running away from the person on the front foot, being on the back foot is what makes you tired faster. So he got tired before AJ did. But the turning point of the fight for me was when he was like moving backwards towards the rope. Jake was, and AJ was coming forward, and he walked AJ into a right hand, and caught him flush, a good punch. And AJ ate that joint and just kept walking. I said, "Oh man, he done. That's it. He can't even hurt
He's
AJ."
out.
And I think that's when it went. All the air went out of his balloon in the match too. I think he saw that. Once he punched AJ with that shot, and AJ just kept on coming. It didn't phase him at all. I think he knew he was done. He thought he could just. He knew he just had to run around, and he got tired. And when he caught that shot, when AJ punched him, and that last time, it looked like he knew it was coming. He saw it coming, he braced for it, and just closed his eyes, bro. He didn't try to move his head or anything. He just stood there and flinched for the punch, bro. And it just was like a clean shot, bro. So yeah, I think I was Clay. I was joking with Clay. Clay was joking when we was talking about it. He said that he said that he was like, just this for the money. You know what I'm saying? This for the payday. He just took that shot because he wanted to go home. And that's what it looked like, bro. It looked like he closed his eyes and flinched up for the shot and just took it on the chin. And sheesh, his jaw got separated, and the whole front part of his jaw on the bottom got separated, broken in two places. Horrible injury. I don't know if y'all saw the shots of his face. I think I got it in here. Let me see. There, go right there. You know what I'm saying? Look at the bottom of his mouth. That whole row, maybe like 4 or 5 teeth on that left side right there is just pushed into the side. And then you can't really see on the other side, but on the other side is a fracture too in the jaw. It's just diabolical, the damage that AJ did from that punch. And he just stood there for it. Right here, we can see the 2 places that it was broken in right there. But yeah, man, I did think that I did give him a chance. I am guilty of that, yo.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is, bro. Unfortunately, I don't know why you did, but it is what it is. I mean, I get it though. It's boxing, right? It only takes one punch. I get it.
I mean, that proved that I didn't think that the fight was fake, because we knew it was a sanctioned bout. It was a real fight and everything. So I didn't think that it was scripted or nothing like that. I thought that I'm not sure, but I think it's illegal for you to script a real fight. You can't. That's illegal.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it's
kind of
against
like betting, whatever.
My
So
look,
yeah, it's against
Mike
betting
Tyson, him and Mike Tyson did the same shit, man. That was the same true fight. It was real. Mike
yeah,
Tyson got
yeah, I know it
lost.
was real, but I'm just speaking to people saying that it was scripted, it was a fake fight, and all of that. No, it definitely was not a fake fight. And Jake Paul even put out a tweet. So I got paid to get my jaw broken. I don't know, man, why people would think that this was a fake fight. Being that it was a sanctioned fight, it was a real fight. It counted on Anthony Joshua's record, both of their records actually. And so I don't know why 2 Cent. Why you say this, 2 Cent?
Hmm.
I'm definitely not slow. Man, I don't know what she's talking about with that. I guess she's trying
Said you
to.
walk. You said
I
you
guess
walk
she's
around
talking about. I guess she's speaking to me saying that I thought that Jake Paul had a chance or
Nah,
whatnot.
said you walk around with boxing gear, headgear on.
A puncher's chance, man. Man, I was giving him a puncher's chance because I thought that Jake Paul can punch. But that's the thing, man. I got a text came in. I heard I was looking at something with Michael Jai White, right? And this was a big thing. He said something crazy about Bruce Lee, like say he could beat Bruce Lee, and it was this uproar of people saying, "Oh, what are you talking about? Bruce Lee had beat the crap out of him and everything." And his whole thing was he was saying it's weight classes for a reason. He was saying, I'm a heavyweight. He was saying Bruce Lee is a featherweight, Bruce Lee is real small. And so basically his logic was, his bone density is way, too much for Bruce Lee to actually hurt him. It'll take a lot for Bruce Lee to hurt him. I know a lot of people argue with that, might see it differently, but he's an actual fighter. Michael Jai White ain't no joke. He's an actual fighter. And so it's some truth to that. Not saying that I think that he could beat Bruce Lee, because I think that, size does matter, but I think that it's a lot more that goes into play, with that skills and talent and, how you can speed, where you can catch the person and stuff like that. Because I think if you catch a person in the right spot when they're not looking, when their muscle is relaxed, you can knock anybody out. So not to say that Bruce Lee can't knock him out, but I understand what he was saying. Like he was joking and he was saying, "Yo, man," he said, "a featherweight could run across the." He said, "A featherweight could run across the street, run all the way across the ring, and punch a heavyweight in the face, and it'll almost do nothing." And I
I heard
understand that,
that.
bro. It's some
I
truth to
heard
that, bro.
that, man. But Mike,
You
I
got
mean,
you.
Bruce Lee used to actually take real challenges. He could be doing something and a person could walk up to him and fight him and he would accept that fight.
Yeah,
So,
we know about Bruce
Bruce Lee
Lee.
was a real fighter, man. He ain't no just he not a prize fighter. He was a real fighter. There's a difference.
Yeah, we
You
know
know what I'm
about the legend
saying?
of Bruce Lee, but look at Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White he fight too. He ain't no joke either, bro. And
Yeah, Bruce Lee would
he's
win
a
though.
much bigger guy than Bruce Lee.
You are
Pause.
correct, but Bruce Lee would beat him, bro. He
You
would
think
beat him.
Bruce Lee will win? I mean,
Yeah, of course.
I don't
Of
say
course.
I won't tell nobody they crazy because they think Bruce Lee can win or whatever, because we look at Bruce Lee as a man with extraordinary abilities and skill and stuff like that. But I'm talking about, I just say
He
that to
developed a
say that
1 inch punch, bro. You developed a one inch
I just
punch.
say that to say though, when you're dealing with two people with equal skill, when one person has that advantage to be that much bigger than a person, that much heavier, than a person, then, in under normal, situations, the bigger guy is going to win all the time. Like dog fighting, you can have a dog, you can have a gamey dog, that's smaller than a bigger gamey dog, but you don't want to put your small dog against a big dog because it can break his spirit, because, you got this bigger dog that's gamey too. He's going to have all the advantages. He's going to be throwing your dog around, shaking it. He's going to be bullying them. It's a
It's subjective. No, I hear what you're saying. You're right though, but it's subjective because I got a homeboy that has a smaller dog and he's dog because he was big in dog fighting and his smaller dog was more athletic, would get up under the dog and attack and tear at the arms, the neck, you know what I'm saying, the legs and everything like that. He would get
yeah.
up under the dog quicker. So he was winning. That dog was winning hella dog fights, man. He would
Yeah.
target them.
Yeah, but that's also when the skill level is different,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you may have a dog that can fight better than another dog, but what I'm saying is when you got two people that's equal, when the skill level is equal, but the only difference is the weight, the person with the bigger weight has the advantage, it's a
No,
big
I got
advantage.
you. Yeah, no, no, no,
The
no, no, no.
more
That
weight,
I'll agree with you on that. I'll agree with you on that. But one person, the bigger dude, might be a little bit slower than the smaller dude, though. You see, he should be smaller, though.
but
So
his
then it's a
punches ain't
matter.
gonna hurt his punches. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be faster. Like we saw that with Jake Paul. Jake Paul caught Anthony Joshua a couple times with some flush punches, and it did nothing. He just walked through them Jones. And we know AJ got a questionable chin. He just didn't have enough behind his punches. Jake Paul, that
Yeah.
is, he didn't have enough behind his punches to hurt AJ. He caught AJ with a nice shot, and AJ was walking into it. And it did nothing. Zero. It took zero away from his life bar, maybe 2%. And then look at what happened when Jake caught him when AJ caught him the first time, broke his jaw, bro. One punch. Now, look at that. Say like if Jake Paul would have punched somebody else like that, one of his peers. I'm pretty sure he did hit some of his peers like that. When he hit Ngannou, I think the punch that he laid on Ngannou was way worse than what he did to Jake. But Jake jaw shattered, bro, like he was Glass Joe or somebody. I think that's the weight difference, man. The bone density and all of that stuff. When you got them fighters at higher weight classes, naturally, their bone density be higher. It'd be more dense. So I think, but yeah, we got off topic and everything. The topic was to destroy this fake narrative about Ryan Garcia. We had the naysayers come in the chat and say little things and everything to no avail. But y'all got anything to say before we get up out of here, yo? Smash the like button, y'all. Please smash the like button. I appreciate all the support that I can get. Smashing the like button is one way you can support without actually paying anything. Y'all already know the science on the super chats and all of that. The Cash App is right there going across the bottom. If you want to support. Anybody got anything to say, man? Or
Oh man,
anything to bring to the table?
good show though, man. Good show.
Ray Davis, you still with us, bro?
So on to the next one, my friend.
Yeah, Ray fell asleep, man. I appreciate everybody for showing up for this live, everybody in the chat, all my panelists up here. I appreciate y'all, everybody who came up on the panel here for boxing, Ray Davis. Who else was up here? I think that was all that was up here. Appreciate all of y'all for showing up. I'm confident that we destroyed this narrative. Hopefully we don't go on no other panels and hear people still talking about Ryan Garcia got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. He didn't get suspended for PEDs and all this dumb stuff. And we out, y'all. Salute.